Trump has stated that you have to make less than $35,000 a year to qualify for food stamps.
They definitely did this around 4 a.m. where they cut SNAP and Medicaid benefits.
They say, how could you support the big, beautiful bill? Oh, I don't know, Karen. Maybe because this is exactly what I voted for. Putting more money back into the pockets of hardworking Americans by not taxing their tips or their overtime. Making sure that my tax dollars don't go to paying for benefits for illegal immigrants that shouldn't even be in this country to begin with.
This woman gets it. She voted for exactly this outcome because she's tired of working her ass off only to see her tax dollars go to people who refuse to work at all. This is the entitlement mentality in full display. These people genuinely believe they have a right to other people's money.
They are seriously about to cut Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, all of it. Do you know how many people are going to die or starve?
So is nobody talking about that Trump just signed the bill that he's taking Medicaid and food stamps? Like, what the fuck are these moms gonna do?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
For Trump to take food stamps and Medicaid for people who are less fortunate and can't afford that.
So my food stamps got loaded up today. I got to do a click list. I didn't even have to go shopping. If you're a taxpayer and you clocked in last week and paid taxes that fund the food stamp program, your girl just wants to thank you for continuing to fill my pantry and my fridge up. I had my first daughter at 13.
This woman is openly mocking the working taxpayers who fund her parasitic lifestyle. She's not embarrassed about living off other people's money. She's not motivated to improve her situation. This woman represents everything wrong with government assistance programs. Instead of being a temporary safety net that motivates people to get back on their feet, welfare has become a lifestyle choice that rewards dysfunction and punishes productivity.
Okay, y'all just mad because I get 3 canned food stamps. So what? I get all kind of snacks while I'm sitting here chilling or whatever, paying no bills. No bills. I'm on government assistance. My son back there with his snacks. Government assistance, 3 canned food.
So I just got my food stamp letter regarding my cash assistance and my disability because somebody reported me and they denied me for all of it. I was getting cash assistance and I was also getting food stamps, and they shut me off on all of them.
So my thoughts about them cutting food stamps. So I feel like, and I'm just going to say it, the USA are basically some bullies.
Okay, can we just talk about the people that are actually struggling, but yet the state is kicking people off food card, and I just feel like that is very wrong.
The fact that that bill was passed by those evil Trump supporters, from the bottom of my heart,
I didn't want to make this video because I don't even know what the fuck to say right now. But Trump's big, beautiful bill got passed. So you know that... I'm trying to compose myself. So do you know what that means for someone like me?
Pauline, how many children do you have?
3.
You're expecting another one?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
You have enough children, Pauline?
Yes.
Did anybody ever tell you that?
Yes.
Who else told you that?
Everybody.
So add my voice to the rest of the pack. You have enough children, there are other things to do in your spare time.
21 years old with 3 children and pregnant with a 4th. This is the breeding strategy of the welfare class. Pump out kids you can't afford because each additional child means more government money. But she doesn't care because she's figured out how to monetize her reproductive system. Each child is a guaranteed monthly check, food stamps, housing assistance, medical care, all funded by working taxpayers who are struggling to afford their own families. This is the perverse incentive structure that welfare creates. Instead of rewarding responsible family planning and financial stability, it subsidizes irresponsible breeding and generational dependency. Women like Pauline learn early that having children they can't afford is actually profitable, so they keep having them regardless of their ability to provide proper care, guidance, or opportunities.
Stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Get your big nasty ass up, go get in the tub. Get in the tub now, right now.
Thousands of Metro Atlantans are finding out they are no longer eligible for food stamps. The change affects Cobb, Gwinnett, and Hall counties. Channel 2 Sophia Choi is live in Cobb County. And Sophia, this involves able-bodied adults who are now required to go to work.
Got him! Got him!
So Trump ain't playing, y'all.
I'm a 27-year-old single mom, and I just got my food stamp. All right, let's get into this food stamp haul. Single mom to 4 kids.
For some of y'all people to be acting so crazy, that, oh my goodness, Trump just got rid of let's pause all federal funding. Oh, you ain't gonna get your food stamps no more. Your public housing's not gonna be paid. Oh my God, this is what y'all voted for. This is what you voted for.
The Trump administration is considering a policy that would prevent food stamp recipients from purchasing sugary drinks and junk food with their benefits. Agricultural Secretary, alongside Health and Human Services Secretary, and Elon Musk's Department of Doge, aims to ensure the taxpayer money is spent on nutritious foods.
This was effective almost immediately. I got this in the mail. If you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, you need to be working because you will not be receiving food stamps anymore. Okay? Yeah. And when you are eligible to receive these food stamps, it would only be every 3 months out of every 3 years. So within the 3-year period, 36 months, it would only be 9 out of those 36 months. Yeah. Get a job.
Okay. I know y'all wondering why the big beautiful bill passed, and it's already it was talking about cutting around 3 million people's SNAP benefits. Like, who would be for that, right? I'm gonna give you a few reasons why some people agree with that part of it. They say that food stamps were put in place for emergencies. They were not supposed to fund your entire lifestyle.
So I got a letter from the food stamp office, defects, saying they would cut me off if I don't volunteer for 20 hours a week for $292 a month. That breaks down to like $3 an hour. That is insane.
This entitled woman is complaining about being asked to do 20 hours of volunteer work per week in exchange for $292 in free food. Let's break down what's really happening here. This person is receiving nearly $300 worth of groceries every month without paying a dime for it, and when asked to contribute 20 hours of community service in return, they're acting like victims of exploitation. 20 hours a week is half a part-time job. For someone who's receiving free food, free housing assistance, free medical care, and probably additional cash assistance, being asked to contribute 20 hours of volunteer work is incredibly reasonable. But this person has been so corrupted by welfare dependency that they view any expectation of contribution as unreasonable.
I genuinely don't understand how anybody is okay right now. Like, this bill that just passed, big beautiful bill, big piece of shit bill, it will take the health care from so many people. So many people are gonna die. Veterans are gonna die. Poor people are gonna die. Kids whose families can't afford treatment are gonna die.
What?
I get food stamps. I get WIC. I get state medical insurance. My kids get free lunch. This thing that's happening, is it true? Like, am I gonna have food stamps next month? Are my kids gonna be able to eat lunch after Monday? Am I gonna get WIC next month? Can I fill my prescriptions next week? Does anyone know what's really going on?
Check my food stamp cards, y'all. That bitch said cha-ching. So you know I'm at the cash register letting that bitch ring. Hello. Hello. Me and my son ain't playing with him. Where that belt at? All I shit on his belt. Hello. Don't play with it, don't play with it.
How many days has it been? 8 days. 8 fucking days, y'all. And I'm tired, honey. I'm tired. I was gonna get on here and just go on a rant, but I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. Now they attacking the food stamps, the government assistance, and all that good stuff. We on day 8, y'all.
This welfare queen can barely form coherent sentences but expects taxpayers to fund her lifestyle indefinitely. She's tired. Tired from what exactly? Tired from collecting free money? Tired from not working? This is what generations of welfare dependency produces, people who are so disconnected from the basic reality of cause and effect that they think being tired is a valid excuse for not supporting themselves. Working people are tired too, but they still get up every day and go to work because that's what adults do in a functioning society. But she's been conditioned by the welfare system to believe that her feelings matter more than her responsibilities, that her comfort is more important than her contribution, that society owes her a living regardless of what she brings to the table. She's the product of a system that rewards dysfunction and excuses failure.
My whole house is on Medicaid. My husband, me, our baby daughter. Okay, we're all on Medicaid. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the birth control in my arm that I have. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the antidepressants that I have at no cost to me.
How do you get like $800 in food stamps? Can y'all let me know, because they took my food stamps away. I have a baby. They don't give a fuck about me. So what do y'all be doing so I could do it too?
I don't know if y'all heard or not, but Trump is getting rid of that Section 8 and EBT for these people that don't want to get out here and go to work. Your time is up, baby. Y'all, I know most people like us really not feeling Trump, but I'm kind of feeling him on what he's saying about this. Now, how many of y'all have family members, friends, people you know that's been living off Section 8 for 20 years? They rent $3. They don't go to work. Not that they can't go to work, they don't want to go to work.
Y'all know Uncle Trump didn't make that law about the food stamps, right? I don't know who needed to hear that. Y'all talking about some Trump said, if you don't work, he gonna take the stamps. That's not, baby.
So someone reported me to the food stamp office. But anyways, I still get my food stamps. They called my employer and my babysitter to verify my income again. So yeah, I still get them. If you get food stamps, don't be ashamed that you get them.
To everybody out there who's talking about this is what you voted for when you voted for a Republican because you're mad because they're cutting food stamps, I want to let you all know that I am glad that they are cutting food stamps for people who are able-bodied adults without a dependent. If you are an able-bodied adult without any dependents, why is it that you are receiving food stamps in the first place?
Listen up, y'all. This food stamp situation where food stamps being taken away, when you gave the government permission to feed you, you gave the government permission to starve you. When you start getting those food stamps, it was an opportunity for you to get off your back and go make something of your life so you didn't have to continue to depend on the government and these food stamps. It was not meant for you to stay on your back, making babies, being comfortable and complacent.
So they're cutting off food stamps in certain counties in Georgia. I'm happy. They should have been did that, people. I don't understand people's fascination with remaining on welfare and receiving some type of benefits for the rest of their lives. I do not understand that. And people, before y'all jump talking about something, who chooses welfare, who wants to be on welfare. No, a lot of y'all MFers choose welfare. And how do y'all choose it? Y'all choose these Section 8 living situations where you're going to remain in Section 8 and just pay that minimum amount of rent. And a lot of times that rent is based off your income. So you would not try to better your life to move on because you want to stay at this low rent.
So now people that receive EBT and food stamps are not going to be allowed to buy junk food with EBT or food stamps? I seen something that stated that the Trump administration was stopping people who receive EBT or food stamps to stop buying any junk food or high processed food items with their EBT and food stamps.
If you're using food stamps, you will no longer be able to buy junk food like sodas, chips, or anything unhealthy. It is going to be banned completely in the United States. The U.S. government is looking for ways around this where they can ban it. So it's most likely going to happen following the Health Secretary RFK Jr.'s confirmation.
You guys, my sister thinks she's hilarious, okay? She's like, I have no idea. They took away my EBT and now they gave it back to me. $3,500 they just deposited on her account. Guess what? I know what you did. You went ahead and you put the grandbabies back into the case. That's exactly what you did. And now one of us is going to get investigated because I used their social for my EBT case. So now I'm just gonna throw you under the bus. I'm just gonna throw you under the bus because I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get in trouble. You are. So you.
Let's be absolutely clear about what's happening here. These people aren't poor because of bad luck, economic downturns, or lack of opportunity. They're poor because they've made a series of catastrophically stupid decisions and then expected society to subsidize the consequences of those decisions indefinitely. They're having children without any ability to support their offspring. They're refusing to work despite being physically capable, and they're treating the taxpayers who fund their lifestyle with complete contempt and disrespect. This is the perverse incentive structure that decades of liberal social policy have created. Instead of rewarding good decisions and punishing bad ones, the system rewards bad decisions and punishes good ones. The more irresponsible your choices, the more government assistance you qualify for. The more children you have out of wedlock, the more money you receive. The less you work, the more benefits you get. Meanwhile, the working taxpayers who fund this entire system are struggling to afford their own families while being forced to subsidize the breeding programs of people who view children as monthly paychecks. The 21-year-old with 3 children and another on the way is preying on the generosity and work ethic of productive citizens while contributing absolutely nothing to society. She's creating more future welfare recipients who will drain resources and create problems for decades to come. She's a one-woman poverty factory, and taxpayers are being forced to fund her operations. They argue that asking them to volunteer 20 hours a week in exchange for free food is exploitation. They treat the removal of benefits they never earned as if it's theft of their personal property. The welfare state hasn't eliminated poverty, it's institutionalized it. It's created a permanent underclass of people who are economically illiterate, personally irresponsible, and completely dependent on government assistance. Society cannot continue to function when productive citizens are forced to subsidize the lifestyle choices of people who refuse to contribute anything in return. The social contract requires reciprocity. If you want to benefit from society's resources, you need to contribute to society's productivity. The able-bodied adults whining about work requirements aren't being oppressed, they're being asked to fulfill their basic obligations as members of society. These welfare reforms come decades too late. We've already created multiple generations of people who have never learned the basic life skills necessary for independence. We've raised children in households where work is optional, where government assistance is seen as an entitlement, and where personal responsibility is a foreign concept. These people screaming about benefit cuts aren't just economically dependent, they're psychologically dependent. They literally cannot conceive of a world where their survival depends on their own efforts rather than other people's generosity. The welfare state hasn't just created economic parasites, it's created psychological invalids who are incapable of functioning without constant government support. Trump's welfare reforms are long overdue, and the screaming from these benefit recipients is music to the ears of every taxpayer who's been forced to subsidize their lifestyle choices for decades. The free ride is over, and it's about damn time.